Beni Khalled is a city approximately located 45 kilometers from Tunis at the center-south of Gabon, near the hills of Grombelia, a location known as Dakhla. Beni Khalled is known for its citrus farms and historically well known for its agricultural dynamic. Before the French occupation, it had olive farms, grains, and many other farming produce such as the famous pomegranate of Beni Khalled. As for the history of Beni Khalled, settlements in the whole region date back to antiquity during the Punic period around 4th and 3rd century BC. The whole Gabon was of great importance, especially cities that existed back then, such as Neapolis today, Nabil, and Libya. Both cities had important agricultural dynamic and residences for the wealthy from Carthage. The city had 3 main roads. First road connected Carthage to Hadramaut, today Sousse. Second road was a seafront crossing Slimane, Qorbus all the way to Sidi Daoud. Third road leads to Hammamet. When Carthage fell in 146 BC, the region was destroyed and witnessed military campaigns by the victorious Roman army. Land ownership were transferred to new Roman settlers. Archaeological findings at the historical city of Shul near Beni Khalled dates back to year 32. Most important finding is a white marble statue of a person holding an arrow. The statue is incomplete, but it seems that the person is sitting on a throne with lions protecting them. In the Middle Ages, Gabon was called the Island of Shrik, after Shrik al-Absi, who was the first Islamic ruler of the region. After the Islamic conquest entered Africa and won the Battle of Spitla, the Byzantines moved to Gabon and probably passed Beni Khalled and other cities on their way to Libya, where they boarded their ships and escaped. From the early 8th century till mid-9th century, Gabon was well populated with many cities, with the capital known by the name of Manzil Beshu. Traveler Tijani describes the island of Shrik as having many regions, where most important was Manzil Beshu, which was described as a big city with a mosque and many busy souks. Today, historians do not agree where Manzil Beshu is, but some say it was today Manzil Bouzalfa. If this is true, then Beni Khalled was within geographic area of region's capital as an independent city or maybe part of it. In mid-11th century, Manzil Beshu faced destruction and looting by Beni Hillel, and this is why we could trace the city name to Wilayat Khaled or Beni Khalled, which is a tribal branch of Beni Hillel that still exists until today at the Egyptian town of Beni Khalled. In the 11th century, the city was most impacted by the destruction that covered the whole region and did not prosper until modern times around the second half of the 18th century. People of Beni Khalled come from diverse backgrounds, but many have Arabic origins, either moved with the first Islamic conquests or during the Beni Hillel invasions. In 12 May 1881, Mohammed al-Sadiq, the Bey of Tunisia, signed the French Protection Treaty, under which the country became a French colony. In early 20th century, the city planning was based on the Central Mosque and the Old Medina, which was demolished early 60s to enlarge the road to Grombelia, build the post office and the central market. Beni Khalled's situation worsened at the time where it was the scene for many World War II battles in Tunisia in 1943 after the Axis forces composed of German and Italian army took over Tunisia. Beni Khalled and its surroundings was where Axis forces army chose to settle. From April to May 1934, Allied forces led by the USA launched battles to regain the Gabon, where many strikes were on Beni Khalled. 4B-25 Mitchell took off from Sfax 23 April 1943 between 15:05 and 6 a.m. to bomb Beni Khalled, where there was many civilian casualties and many material and farm damage. As many Tunisian cities, Beni Khalled was part of the national resistance against the occupation. In 1934, the first cell of the Free Desturian Party was launched, and its members grew over time as a result of its continuous activities. It contributed to nationalism development through the initiation of associations and organizations such as ESPK, l'Étoile Sportive de Beni Khalled, which was initiated in 1949, and the Tunisian Red Crescent branch in 1943, which improved healthcare awareness, as well as the Association of Beni Khalled Youth in 1943, which supported students from Beni Khalled that went to Zitouna Mosque to study. In 1949, the leader Habib Bourguiba visited Beni Khalled to spread nationalism and incite citizens against the French colonists. In 1951, the national leader Mungislim visited the town, where a large popular gathering was organized to encourage fighting the occupation by all means. All these activities got a great response from the people of Beni Khalled, which were the first to take part in the armed resilience against the occupier, which started in 1952. On the 23rd of January 1952, people's anger mounted. A general strike took place in the town and main roads were closed. Around 2 p.m., a French guard car crossed the town. Stones were thrown at them by demonstrators. The guards tried to capture stone throwers. At that time, a bullet was shot in the direction of Regions Guard Commander Faché, and he was hit in his right lung. Shooting continued as the guards tried to pull away his body. Following this incident, Beni Khalled faced a punishment campaign. On the 26th of January, the city-town was surrounded and wooden stalls installed at the center of town were on the 20th of March 1956, Tunisia gained its independence.
La France reconnaît solennellement l'indépendance de la Tunisie.
On the 12th of September 1958, the municipality of Beni Khalled was founded, and since the town witnessed many important historical milestones. Today, Beni Khalled faces many socio-economic challenges, just as other Tunisian towns, as a result of political and economic transformation. Beni Khalled today needs a new strategic outlook and needs to come to terms with its own history and beautiful surroundings. Nevertheless, Beni Khalled remains Tejed Dakhla, land of generosity, bringing serenity and peace to its inhabitants, welcoming visitors from everywhere.
تجد دخلت